If you are the kind of people who like the new smell of a house, I have bad news for you. You might have formaldehyde poisoning, and this is getting more common in Singapore, so watch on before you buy any new furniture lah. So, in recent weeks, you might have come across these headlines in Singapore. Basically, to cut long story short, people started to fall sick after moving into their newly renovated house. They didn't know what happened initially, but soon realized that their symptoms were caused by formaldehyde. Yeah, I have to pronounce it correctly, if not I will You see, many furniture contain some formaldehyde because it's such a common chemical that is among the 25 most widely produced chemicals globally. It's often used as a low-cost way to kind of create the glue that make your furniture 3D instead of 2D lah. Basically, it can bind things well and also be used as a preservative, so stuff like textiles can last longer. It's also used as an ingredient to create a coat that laminates wood. Now, it's also in our environment, but the quantity is very little. You see, it's common to have some kind of harmful chemicals in our environment at a very low amount. An example is the forever chemical, which is everywhere, but if it's not a high amount, it's still safe. So, formaldehyde is one of the chemicals. It has a smell that you will be familiar with. It smells sour, which you can smell in new homes. It's only harmful to our body in high quantity. The short-term effects can be respiratory issues or eye irritation, while long-term effect is that it's classified as a carcinogenic, so long-term high-level exposure is linked to an increased risk of cancer. Basically, it's bad and here's the thing. The key issue is the gassing off of the formaldehyde, whereby formaldehyde in furniture cannot become gas and spread to the house. This is when this becomes more of an issue here in Singapore. You see, formaldehyde usually gas off more in two situations: when it's new or when it's hot. Yeah, this means in Singapore, more furnitures are gassing off formaldehyde since we are always in summer, and influencers are always renovating their house with new furniture every 3 months for a house tour content. But you get the idea. Over in Singapore, there is no exact regulation to control the furniture, but there's a national safety standard that applies for just indoor air-conditioned spaces, whereby formaldehyde concentration should be limited to 0.08 parts per million. Also, from 1st January 2026, paints used for internal buildings in Singapore cannot add formaldehyde. You see, usually good quality furniture won't have much formaldehyde, but usually good quality furniture are expensive. Yeah, I think you know where this is going out. With many of us buying furniture from Taobao or our ID sourcing cheap materials from Tang Akao from Alibaba, the number of cheap furniture with higher concentration of formaldehyde has made its way into Singapore. According to CNA, companies that specialize in the removal of formaldehyde have seen an increase of up to 70% in their services compared to last year. In the recent news reports, sometimes the smell is so strong that they can smell it very verbally. NEA has been closely monitoring feedback regarding formaldehyde levels in homes arising from renovation works. So, what can you do? For a start, you can use my formula. Treat your furniture like your wife. Firstly, make sure she's old, kind of like old furniture. For newer furniture, let it has as much ventilation as possible first, kind of like how you let your wife vent off to you about her day. Secondly, monitor your wife and take action if she's quiet, kind of like monitoring the formaldehyde levels in your house. If you feel like something isn't right, don't think immediately do something like buying a formaldehyde detector to see whether your house is in the safe limit or not. You can even buy those cheap disposable ones from Shopee. Thirdly, keep your wife cool, like making sure the room is cool. To do that, you can ask God to make Singapore's temperature to be an average of 22 degrees. That one cannot, not a solution. Thirdly, don't meow on your wife and therefore just get better quality furniture. Also, make sure your ID is goody and reliable. In fact, you can buy furniture from IKEA cause they don't add formaldehyde to their range, so they only have natural formaldehyde in them. And fourthly, know about this information cause knowledge is power. So now that you know, share this with your friends so they can help them. Now, if you think I become smarter, watch this video to know why the Singapore dollar and Brunei dollar is always at 1:1. And thank you for spending almost 4 minutes with me. I really appreciate it.